Starbane's Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the Virus Edition, aka the Pandy Pods,
AKA Two Jews, No Harm, and Kill a Bruce,
aka Two Jews, No Rat Cruz, aka it's a space for some sick flout with a trace of some thick stout, not a place for a quick in and out. That's Huddletron. I love you, Huddletron.
Thank you, buddy.
Huddletron hanging out on the stereos. I love when you guys hang out with us on the stereos. It's so much fun. Today on stereo, we're doing a Dumb People Town as this drops on this Tuesday. The 16th, we're doing a Dumb People Town at 4 p.m.
Pacific
with
time.
Daniel Van Kirk. Just join stereo, free app. Follow the two of us. Follow Daniel Van Kirk. It's a wonderful
super
thing.
fun.
Everybody who listens to this podcast should be following us on stereo because it's a great after party. Let's jump into our story, shall we?
Yes.
I love that now it's been a year. It has been a year. We are now, I remember we came home from Madison, Wisconsin on March 9th or March 10th. That was the last time we have been out of this country.
It's March 4th right now.
City.
Out
March
of
4th
this
right now.
county. Yes. It's
Out of
less-
this county. I haven't been on a plane since that point. Okay.
True.
March 10th, 2020, and it is now March, when this drops, March 16th, 2021. People still don't know how to use Zoom. They still don't understand the Zoom and what you can and what you cannot do on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
How the comforts of home and your surroundings can make you feel comfortable and lull you into basically a false sense of security.
Correct.
And home safety.
Correct.
But you're still having a professional meeting. Okay? How do we not understand this 1 year fully into the pandemic?
It's like we don't want to learn.
I would argue that you are more exposed on a virtual meeting if you don't know how to mute yourself.
Yes.
Or shut off your camera.
So you can hang back in a meeting, right? You can lay low in a meeting. There's a whole room where other people have things to focus on in a meeting.
Windows to look out of.
Right? Food in the middle of the table. You got
Right.
other things going on.
Distractions do not exist
In the Zoom meeting because it's
your
just
face
your
is
dumb
right
face.
here. That's right.
And everybody's dumb face right
That's
up
right.
in everyone else's
That's
dumb
right.
face. And
That's
it's in
it.
your window. That's it.
right.
And if people don't understand how to switch to gallery mode, like if you make a noise,
Everyone's going to be watching you because suddenly you become spotlighted.
right? So you made a noise,
Spotlit.
You're not even like interjecting something. You just go,
And then boom, now
all
you're
of a sudden
on.
you're spotlit, and people are watching you closely. So
Everyone in the meeting is watching your ass.
So with that in mind, it's probably not a good idea to get drunk and speak up at a city council meeting.
I think this is now, city council meetings everywhere have to just be like, you can't drink for this.
I want to watch a city council meeting channel. Like
Yeah.
I would watch that of just Zooms from city council meetings all the time.
It's like drunk C-SPAN.
we
Let's
go.
get into it.
Flint, Michigan.
Uh-oh.
City-
Flint Town.
City Councilman Eric Mays was removed from a virtual meeting Monday, March 1st, after two other council members said they believed their colleague was drunk.
Believed it.
And by the way, this is one you can't blame on Flint drinking water. Am I right?
I'm sorry about
This is
that.
a different kind of drinking.
That's right.
Council President Kate Fields took the action without objection, removing Mays from a council meeting for being disruptive
Yep.
for at least the 9th time in recent years. Although he protested he was not inebriated. Nine times.
Nine times. You're like a cat. You should be dead by now.
No objections, by the way, to her removing him.
Yeah, everyone was
So
like, yeah, get him out of here.
that's how you know the guy was out of control. Not
Mute
one
his-
person stepped up and was like, "Hey, all
Mute
right,
his
let's take it
ass.
easy." No,
You
no,
gonna mute him.
They all were just like, They didn't
his-
even say mute him. They're like,
get his
him out of
drunk
here.
ass out of here.
Get him out.
Right.
The removal of Mays came after Mayor Sheldon Neely presented the city's proposed Shelley Cornpet proposal of the 21-22 budget during a special meeting called to handle leftover council business. I mean,
He probably figured, this is the meeting.
this is the meeting. This is the leftover meeting, right?
Let's get messed up. I got some leftover whiskey.
Right. It's leftovers. You know what goes great with leftovers?
Little peanut butter whiskey.
Peanut butter whiskey,
Little
right?
Peanut butter whiskey.
Quote, this is what I think this is what Councilman Maurice Davis said about
Mo Day.
Yeah, Mo Day said, quote, "I think my colleague is drunk. I don't think he should be in this meeting."
Yeah. So, by the way, you could have paused between be and in this meeting. I think my colleague is drunk. I don't think he should be in this meeting.
Mays repeatedly accused White. Okay, so the Mays is the guy who's drunk, right?
Yeah.
And after Mays repeatedly accused white council members of voting along racial lines on whether to formally receive the budget.
And he may be right.
Look, you might be right.
But this is such a
council
better
members
point to make when you're not wasted.
Yeah, you got to make that point when you're not slurring those words and swaying from side to side in your Zoom. All right?
You can't be falling asleep while you're
Your
making
buddy
that point.
can't even back you up on
Yeah.
this one. He was just like, I think he's drunk. I think he's drunk, which is what you would say if you thought someone was saying something crazy.
That's right.
Right? If someone's like, hey, the Knicks are actually good this year, you're like, what are you, drunk?
They actually
No.
are. They actually are good.
They're okay,
I mean,
but
they're number 6 in the East.
You may have a point, but like it's hard to just bring that up. All right, he lost so many points because he was drunk.
That's
Mays
right. That's
lost
right.
many points.
So like, even if someone's like the Knicks are great, you're like,
Yeah,
yes,
they
they're
are,
in, but like you're wasted.
I can't take you seriously.
I don't know if you know how good they are this year because you're acting like you don't.
Fields, like you might tell me Marcus Camby's good on the Knicks this year, and I'm like, you're
He
drunk.
hasn't
You're
played since the
wasted.
90s.
Fields first asked Mays, who said he was attending the meeting from an Ingham County hotel room, if he was inebriated because of his slurred speech and because of your behavior.
That is a loaded question.
That's a parent putting it to the kid at first. Do you think? Let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you should be punished?
Do you think your behavior warrants? What would you do to you if you were me?
Right.
That's essentially what you're saying there.
But his answer, by the way, is Mays' answer is the most drunken answer that anyone can give. He said, quote, let me put it to you this way, Mrs. Fields.
Oh God,
Miss Fields. It might be Mrs. Fields.
Mrs. Fields.
Mays said, whether I'm inebriated or not, what I said was this. Okay, immediately deflection.
Yeah.
Whether I'm inebriated or not opens the door.
For he is.
Possibly is, but he's trying to say, okay, that's not the point.
Let's not address the drunkenness in the room.
That's kind of a solid move. That's a pro
Right?
move.
Take it off
let's
the table.
Let's take whether or not I'm inebriated off the table.
This is a guy who's been here 8 times before.
9 times before.
9 times.
That there's no, okay, he said, let me just, this is his point. He says that there's no agenda.
Item that makes you rule council people out of order for bringing issues that are germane.
Right.
So he probably was like, see, if I was drunk,
So
would I
good.
be able to use the word germane?
Would I be able to say
Would I be
germane?
able to say germane?
Yeah. And then he said, no, I'm not inebriated. That's what he added. He
Emphatic.
finished with the emphatic, no, I'm not inebriated. By the way, inebriated.
It's a very bad word for a drunk person to say.
That's a bad word to ask a drunk person to say.
Yeah.
Because it's like.
That's how drunk you know someone is. You say the word inebriated.
I'm not inebriated.
Inebriated?
I'm not inebriated.
Inebriated?
I'm not inebriated.
You're inebriated.
It's ideal for like the slurring drunk voice. Like that's a
I'm
way
not
for you to say.
inebriated.
It's like its own sobriety test, the word inebriated.
You start inebri and they got it.
If you can't blow through the word, you're blowing like a .09.
Yep.
Am I right?
Yep.
Also, I once had a great acting teacher, and Randy studied with him too, who said, "Play." This was such a great lesson he taught.
Play the solution.
Play the solution, not the problem. So if you're drunk.
Drunk people don't say, I'm going to go act drunk.
Well, and that's you're not supposed to act drunk. You're supposed to try to hold it together, and your inability.
Say the word. Say it so many times we're inebriated. I'm just going to say the word
Let me
inebriated.
just put these cards away. And
I'm making so much sense right now. You guys don't understand. I just say the word inebriated.
fix my computer.
I'm going to say inebriated, and you guys just going to shh. Every
here.
It's inebriated.
So the goal is to try and hold it together, and if you can't hold it together, then that means you're drunk, and that's how you show that you're drunk. You're playing the solution, not the problem.
it's actually what happened to this guy right
That's
here.
exactly what this guy did. I think he was on it.
So then what happened next?
After Fields asked City Attorney Angela Wheeler about her options for removing Mays, the councilman said he didn't know what inebriated meant.
I don't know what inebriated
means.
I don't know what are you saying? What are
You know how
saying?
people like drunk people start a sentence slow and then they get really fast? Like they can't control
I
it.
don't know what inebriated means.
I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. I don't know
It's
what
like
it
you're
means.
just running so you can before you fall down.
Then he insisted, I'm sober as a judge.
Yeah. Judge Reinhold, maybe.
Judge Reinhold, maybe. Oh, snap. He continued, you're grasping at straws. And speaking of straws, I need one for this margarita.
I need a straw for
My
a margarita.
margarita.
Can we get a couple of straws around here?
Then he said, and this is where you're like, okay, you're drunk. He said, I'm going to make you look like a fool.
That's drunk hubris. This is a guy.
How are you going to make people look like a fool, you drunk man, on a Zoom? And we're going to pause right now. We're going to take a break. When we come back,
We're going to tell you how.
We'll find out how he tried.
Oh my God. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We've got our live stand-up show at Nowhere Comedy Club with a little cheap seats thrown in. I think we found the clip. This is going to be so much fun to do. I can't wait.
I got 2 clips. I found 2 clips, and so if this goes well, we'll do another one a month from now.
Yeah, I love it. So I'm very excited.
We've sold a handful of tickets. It's because we've had a lot of other shows in the in-between. In these last couple weeks, or I think is it this week?
Couple weeks, yeah.
It's the 20th. So if this is the 15th.
It's this week. This is the 16th. So it's this
16th.
week.
So in a few days, hopefully the tickets are selling fast this week. We want to see you a part of that show. It's going to be great. And then after that, on April 10th, we got live Dumb People Town. Follow us on Stereo and all that
Ryan
stuff.
Sklar and the Cactus Blossoms. It's going to be great. But Eventbrite.com for the live Nowhere Comedy Club live cheap seats and stand-up show on March 20th. And then
all right,
Dumb People
let's
Town.
get back to the story. So
we had a drunk guy
on the
been
thing.
removed 9 times before, and he is now getting into it. He's like, I'm going to prove to you that I'm not.
I'm going to make you look like a fool, is what he said. How are you going to make anyone else look like a fool was our question we posed.
By telling them to say the word inebriated? Because
by you not being able to say the word
don't know,
inebriated?
maybe.
Reached Tuesday, March 2nd by M Live, the Flint Journal, Mays, said that he had a drink during Monday's meeting, but added, I don't think I was inebriated.
He's still leaving the door open.
There's the definitive answer we were looking for. I don't think I was inebriated.
I had one drink, and I
can't really remember.
I don't think.
I can't recollect being inebriated.
I can say this with absolute certainty. I don't think I was drunk.
Right. Here's his quote. Anybody who knows me knows I'm not a drinker, but I did have a drink yesterday.
Okay,
so if you're not a drinker, then why'd you have a drink?
If everybody knows that you're not a drinker.
And if you're not a drinker, then it stands to reason that if you aren't a drinker, but then you had a drink, of course you're going to get wasted.
You're making their point for them. You were wasted.
Just stop talking.
Yeah.
You might still be wasted.
Right.
When you're talking to M Live.
Right.
The councilman said, Fields is the root of the problem with the council meetings that have typically been contentious because she rules. This is what he said. So he's taking it after Fields.
Going after Fields.
She rules improperly on points of order and points of information he and others raise. So that's the real problem. Not that I was drinking and I may or may not have been inebriated.
Fields. She's driven me to drink.
I mean, let's take the fact that she ruled that I should be removed because I was inebriated. I don't even know what inebriated is.
She's the problem. She's talking about inebriation.
She's the problem, not me, is what every drunk, lonely guy says at a bar in the middle of the day before they pass out.
That's right.
That's it.
She's the problem, not me.
Right? Mace has been reelected by voters in 3 straight elections.
Yeah, because these guys...
This guy knows how to party.
They love a guy who can party.
He's fun.
Yes.
Isn't he fun?
Get up on this Zoom. Let's zoom this thing up.
He ran for mayor in 2015. He lost, I guess. Mm-hmm. He has been removed or voluntarily left council meetings before. He could be escorted out by police at least 9 times since 2012. Including at least once before he was elected for being disruptive. I swear to God, if you are disruptive one more time, we are going to turn this city council around and we're going to take you straight home.
We're going to turn this Zoom around. He already is home.
I say...
Well, he's not home. He's at a hotel room.
Someone's saying after the first 7 times, we can give him a pass.
But when it comes to the 8th time,
then you got to start looking at his behavior and saying, what is this guy?
After 8, it's a pattern.
1 year ago... He was handcuffed and led out of Flint City Council chambers, and the remainder of the council voted to ban him from meetings for a month.
Yeah.
A month.
I mean...
That's it.
They're
After being taken out in bracelets.
Yeah.
This guy's gone for just a month. A month might be like the amount of time between now and the next meeting.
Yeah, exactly. You might not even miss a meeting.
This is the most forgiving council. Or maybe it's impossible to get someone to want to be on the city council of Flint. It's like...
Sully McCullough's bit about McDonald's.
That's it.
Stab somebody, move over.
No. And the manager, it's like you can't... His joke was you cannot get fired from McDonald's.
That's right.
Because that's how much they need you to work there. He's like, a manager gets stabbed by a guy, and he's like, oh, man, you cut me deep, but I need you on that fry line.
Get over there.
It's hilarious, and it's true, and maybe that's the deal with the city council in Flint. When the council met in person prior to COVID-19 emergency, a police officer had typically been posted at council meetings
because you're like, this guy could get out of control,
to remove anyone causing a disruption. But Mays has been the lone council member to be removed from his seat since he took office.
By the way, this is
it's for you.
It's not a systematic. This is to solve the
it's
you problem.
It's not systemic. It is you,
That's
sir.
Right. That's right.
The first ward councilman has been escorted by police out of public meetings in handcuffs on multiple occasions.
Multiple occasions.
So getting kind of drunk on a Zoom doesn't sound that bad now, does it?
No, it doesn't.
given the context of this guy and who he is.
To me, I think he's shown a tremendous amount of restraint.
Let me tell you what else he's done.
Yeah.
He's pawned a city-owned laptop computer and verbally assaulted a reporter in City Hall.
That's the trifecta.
I think there's enough evidence.
Anybody who knows
to
him
get
knows
him off that he doesn't pawn computers.
He doesn't.
I think there's enough information to get this guy off the city council, man. Don't you?
I think there's
pawning the laptop is enough. That's it.
There's enough information to.
So is getting let out of a meeting in cuffs.
There's enough information to let this guy be the head of the RNC.
Correct. And getting drunk on the job is just the cherry on top. As if that wasn't enough, outside council chambers, Mays was sentenced to jail in 2016. By the way, this isn't like 40 years ago. This is 2016. For impaired driving after he was found next to a disabled car facing the wrong way on the expressway in 2013.
Okay. But I thought he didn't drink.
Everybody
who knows him knows he doesn't.
I wonder if he's called into meetings from jail.
Yeah, this guy, he got to go.
He's got Flint, Michigan, you deserve better leadership.
We have friends from Flint.
We know people who grew up there.
Proud tradition.
This is the kind of town that could turn things around with the right kind of leadership.
This guy is not the right kind of leader for
Get
Flint.
him out of there.
But maybe get him drunk. Give him one drink.
Get him drunk first. Because he's not a drinker. Because I know him. I know he's not a drinker.
And there you go. That is a show, guys. Guys, that's a show. I hope you're doing well. Get those tickets for our live stand-up show on March 20th.
There you go.
Love you guys. Stay connected. Stay protected. Don't get infected. This is not a hoax.
But we got the jokes.
We will see you tomorrow.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da.